Hi, Dougie Burke from Doug Stacker World. I'm here to give you a bit of an insight onto this weekend's fishing from Jumping Pin down to the beaches towards Tweed Heads and all the way through the Broadwater. This is for the weekend of the 17th and 18th of April 2021. Okay, we're going to have a little bit of wind this weekend, guys. It wasn't meant to be too windy tomorrow, but it is already blowing 28 knots out there. It's Friday afternoon. So that 10 knots has changed to 28 knots over a couple of hours period. And you have to obviously decide what you're going to do, rearrange your plans. Beach fishing might be a bit hard, but inside you can still do lots of things like troll for flatties. There's been a lot of flathead caught. They've really come out of the creek since all that rain, a bit earlier than normal. Quite a few fish in that 75 centimetre range, a lot of 50 centimetre ones. Actually, a lot of flathead. Since the water's been so dirty, although it is clearing up, it's producing some really good flathead all the way around Jumping Pin, Tippler's Channel, around the islands opposite Tippler's itself, definitely Tiger Mullet Channel, and around Wally's Gutter. You could try even up towards Cabbage Street Point, across the Rocky Point on that big flat there, and back down the Broadwater around the Aldershots and around the Seaway has been quite good as well, and Curragee Campground has been good as well. Guys have been trolling. In this sort of wind you got to troll anyhow. It's pretty hard to cast a lot of the time, but these have been really good. This is one of my favourite lures to go to. It's a little flow shad, the Japanese little diver, great for trolling in water up to 2 metres or 1.5 metres, and down to about sort of 2 feet deep. They really kick butt. Very sharp hooks, very light hooks though, so you can't run too heavy a line on them. Set your drag a bit lighter, which you should always do when you're trolling for flatties. I'll collect those big head shakes, and if your line's light, your leader's too light, and you've got your line taut, and they do those big head shakes, they'll just shake your line straight off, your leader straight off. Because generally they will inhale that right down their stomach, right down their throat. So you need to have a lighter drag, so when he does that, it just pulls the line off. It doesn't actually chafe the line too much. Okay? If you do decide to go casting, look for areas that are out of the wind. Look for where the water's running off the flats onto the channel, and cast things. If the water's a bit dirty, use something like that, like a white squidgy wriggler. Casting it into that dirty water where it comes off the drains, off the flats is really good. If you've got a bit of clear water, go more your natural colours. The key texts are really good, just like that little fellow there, if you can see that. They work fine, and an array of things. But the tides this week aren't as big as they were last weekend, so you should be able to get away with about a 2.016 jig head, maybe up to 1/4 in most of your applications. Obviously not around the Jumping Pin bar or the Seaway. You swing across to about probably 1/2 ounce or even bigger when you're fishing the deep and vertically jigging, but up on the flats and where it drops into the channel, 1/6 or 1/4 ounce should be suffice. Whiting been quite good too around the Broadwater. They're starting to stack back up the rivers like the Coomera and up the Nerang, but they're still really good around the sandbanks, around Crab Island, around the top of Paradise Point's been not too bad. Down south of Wave Break, around the banks there in front of sort of Lotus Creek and SeaWorld, they've been good along that channel there. All the way down to the trawlers actually at the spit there, and obviously get them up the river as well. Yabbies and worms the best bait, preferably yabbies when you fish in the Broadwater. And there's been a few whiting on the beach has been really good actually too, but the trouble is the wind's going to blow this weekend, so it may be a bit difficult to fish. You can still fish in the close gutters though, because here's plonker, bigger sinker. The whiting don't really care about sinker size, they do in the Broadwater, but not on the beach. So you up the ante to a 4 or 5 ball sinker, and just cast it up in that top end of the little drain, and let it come down the drain, just keeping the tension on the line the whole time. You feel the drrr bite, and then you've got them, okay? Beach worms would be the go. Yabbies would be number 2. Trouble with yabbies at the beach is you get a lot of dart really like the yabbies. So maybe go for the beach worms. Other than that, there's been a few jewies in the Seaway. There've been a lot of fish just under size, around sort of 68, 70 centimetre size. There's been a few mangrove jacks in the Seaway as well. I dare say this weekend is going to be not bad fishing on the north wall of the Seaway, just inside the Seaway, along the edge of it. Particularly last the run out tide. which is really early in the morning. So it's actually really good tides if you've got live bait, that is. So if you get offshore in this weather, try and get yourself some slimies or yakkers and come back in and fish the seaway. Otherwise, pikes to go. Okay, and fish that end of the North Wall with live baits. You can micro jig there, and you can also use soft plastics and jig it as well, vertical jig it. Okay, probably about it for the broadwater besides crabs. So crabs, still heaps of muddies around. All those muddies flushed out all that rain we had. They're slowly working their way back up into their homes, but at the moment they're still holding out in a lot of holes on the edge of the creeks and rivers that drain off little drains, and also at the mouth of the rivers and creeks throughout the Broadwater on the western side of the channel. Sand crabs, definitely, again, Sovereign Island, Effron Island, and maybe over towards Kurrajee on the eastern side of the Broadwater. Give that a shot as well. Down further south, I was going to say definitely whiting on the beaches. There's some really good holes all the way down. I was down south side of the Gold Coast last weekend. There's some beautiful holes on the beach. Problem is, you've got 20 knots of southerly, which is not the nicest wind to fish in. But for whiting, as I said, maybe just fish those shoreline gutters before the swell gets too big. And yeah, so you got coming in tide in the morning on the beach, early morning. Give that a shot as well. Probably not much else I can tell you about. Maybe the Sandpump Jetty. Try for whiting at the Sandpump Jetty, fish just behind the surf break. And at the end, I haven't heard of many tailor, but this time of year you get garfish coming in and you get kingfish on the garfish. So it might be worth a try with a live gar out or a live bait. I get yakkers off the Sandpump Jetty as well on bait jigs and put them back out live. That's probably about all I can tell you about in the Broadwater at the moment. Give that a go anyhow, and good luck on the weekend, and thank you very much for taking it. Take it well. Thank you, bye.